Good morning, everybody. We are going to have a spelling lesson actually today. So kind of unusual. We've got a bunch of things that we're going to be doing in our live class together, and they really work better to be able to have a conversation. So we're just doing our spelling lesson separate. I know, kind of unusual. So take out your binder. We are going to do our new spelling lesson. We'll do some review in class, but learn some new words now. And we'll even sort in orthography. Okay, so our first word today is physical. Would you say physical? Physical. We are learning about our physical body. Physical, you might have once a year going to your doctor. We learn about physical science. So it's having to do, or let me get the exact definition. Connected to the human body or an organism. So physical. Would you all say physical with me? Physical or physical is actually the thing to spell. 3 syllables. First syllable, f, I, 2 sounds. We will use the phonogram f, 2-letter f, which means this is a Greek word. And the I sound comes from I-E. Next syllable, z, I, 2 sounds. The z is z, is z. It is just I-E this time. Finally, physical, k-a-l, 3 sounds. So we have, that's just a basic code phonogram. It's the al suffix that we hear to show that it's an adjective. Pick up your pencil and write physical, physical. Physical. I, syllable break. Z, I, syllable break. K, a, o. Physical. We say, though, physical. Now for the first syllable, we've got f, 2-letter f, which is a Greek phonogram. And yeah, I-E says its first sound, first vowel sound. Over here in the second syllable, what are we going to do? 2 on top of that z, that's right. And over here, thinking cap on that a-a. This one is an adjective. Now our next word is going to come from the same base, and it is a person, a specific type of doctor who works with the physical body, the human body. You think you know what it is? Physician. Great job if you knew that one. Physician. So physicians are doctors, just a general term for a doctor. So physician comes from, let me find the exact Greek root. Physica is the root, so it comes from that same Greek. Or that's actually showing that it's Latin. Not sure about that. Or I'm sure actually it's correct, but I thought that only Greek words had that 2-letter. But physician is our word. Can you say it with me? Physician. 3 syllables. The final syllables and stress, but we think to spell shan. First syllable, I, 2 sounds, use the same phonograms as the last word. Next syllable, z, I, 2 sounds, use the same phonograms as the last time. First 2 syllables are the same. Last syllable, sh, We're going to use short letter sh. And the rest is basic code. Please pick up your pencil and write physician. Syllable break. Syllable break. Sh, physician. We say physician. First syllable, how do we mark it? 2-letter f, that's right. Second syllable, 2 on top of that, z. And short letter sh with a thinking cap on at a aw. This one's a noun. It's a person. Okay, next word is possibly new for some of you. The word is porcelain. Do you all say porcelain? Porcelain. Now, porcelain is a type of ceramic. Let me show you a picture. Many of you might have plates made of this material at home, like your dishes or a vase. Here's some porcelain pieces. Very nice, very fancy. So porcelain, we think to spell this one porcelain. There's the A 2-letter A phonogram that says an I sound. Say it with me. Porcelain, 3 syllables. First syllable, p, or. We use the or phonogram. That's the 2-letter phonogram. Next up, s, 2 sounds using k, s, porce. Next syllable, l, a, n. For the A, we're going to use a 2-letter A that we do use at the end of, we do not use at the end of English words. Porcelain. Pick up your pencil and write it, please. Porcelain, p, or syllable break, s, syllable break, l, a, n. Porcelain. First syllable, we're going to mark that or phonogram. Second syllable, 2 on top of that, k, third syllable, a 2-letter A with the thinking cap. Porcelain is a noun, or it can be an adjective to describe something made of porcelain. Okay, our last word for the lesson today is one we use all the time, syllable. Syllable. We talk about it every single day in spelling class. We think to spell syllable. How many syllables are in syllable? Syllable, 3 syllables. We can figure out the syllable breaks by how many times our chin drops. Syllable. They break up sounds so that you open and close your mouth to break up the different sounds in a word. So syllable, first syllable is s, I with a I-E and a silent ol to keep that short vowel sound I. Next syllable, ol, a with a and an open syllable saying its name. So that's a double L. Finally, ol, 2 sounds. That's only consonant sounds, so we need a silent final E job 4. Syllable. Pick up your pencil and write it, please. ul, syllable break. Ul, a, syllable break. Ba, ul, silent final e. Syllable. First syllable has a silent ul. Next syllable. A does not say its name because it is an unstressed syllable. Lot of saying the word syllable today. And we've got a silent final E job 4 because otherwise we have only consonants. Syllable is a noun. Let's go ahead and write these in cursive now. Physical. Physician. Porcelain. And syllable. Okay, very good. We have one more part of our literacy time together, and that is some roots. I know this is a very different setup than our usual. We have just other things that we're going to be doing in class, so we're going to do our roots now. So take out 2 new index cards today, please. And then we'll get back to our orthography notebook as well. Who remembers what kaput means? Your head, that's right. Or if it's used as the phrase kaput, it means off with his head, which an angry king might have said in the Middle Ages. So let's take a look at some of the derivatives of that word kaput. We're going to be spending time today on ones that maybe you haven't heard before. I'd say most of you probably have not heard these before, actually. Okay, so our first one is capitulate. Capitulate. We end up saying capitulate. Now, capitulate can mean a couple of different things. It can mean that you're putting headers on chapters or divisions in a piece of writing. So basically break things up into the headings. And then it could also be used in wartime to say that you're going to stop going against your enemy or surrender, basically. We'll write both of those meanings on the back of our card. Put headings, let's underline that part because that's the part that has to do with kaput. Headings on chapters or divisions in writing. So a chapter heading is a way of capitulating. It can also mean to surrender in war. Okay, so capitulate. Put headings on chapters or divisions in writing, or to surrender in war. Now the next word, and go ahead and pause if you need more time on that. Just going to add a prefix to it. Recapitulate. Let's also show the part that comes from the Latin. Now, do you remember what that prefix re means? Again, that's right. So basically, if capitulate is to put headings or chapters on something, this is like to say it again or kind of summarize what something is about. To summarize or list the headings again. Headings again. That's the different part. We're saying it again or summarizing it. We could recapitulate at the end of a novel to just go over some of those major points throughout the book. So recapitulate, to summarize, or list the headings again. Pause if you need that longer. Pause if you need that longer. Capitulate. Or that one. Okay, that's all for roots. Now let's take out orthography notebooks for the last part of this video. We're going to write down the words from today and sort a little bit. Turn to page 60 in your notebooks. Go ahead and pause if you need some time. Lesson 92 started with the word physical. Go ahead and write physical. Physical. Next up, please write physician. Physician. Next is porcelain. 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 Next up is syllable. Please write syllable. 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 Okay, that is all for that page. I'd like us to flip over to page 33 because that Latin from today, recapitulate, uses that prefix re that I think would be good to write. This is page 33. Re means again. Let's use recapitulate as an example of that. Okay, now I forgot. I was also going to put at the bottom. We've talked about enthusiasm just yesterday, and realism is another example of this ism or asm suffix. It makes something a noun. Okay, and finally, one more spot to write in is page 36. Sorry, not 36. 32. Very close. We have been talking about commas and other punctuation. I want us to go ahead and write the fifth way of using a period or comma. So a period or comma is always inside the quotation mark, and we just wrote about that with Father William, that it's inside the quotation mark. This one was also about the comma separating who spoke from the quote itself. Let's go ahead and write a recent quote from Farmer Boy, which was, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's what I was thinking of. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Notice the period goes inside the quotation marks. I'm going to even circle that period so it's really clear that's what we're focusing on there. You put the period, then you write your quotation marks. And we can add with other examples later, but that's all for now. And then 6 is question marks and exclamation points are inside quotation marks if they are part of the quotation, otherwise they are outside. Question marks and exclamation points specifically. So periods are always inside the quotation marks. Question marks, if it's a question like, let me think of this. I'm trying to think of one from poetry. Can't think of one from poetry off the top of my head, but do you enjoy the hayloft? That's not actually from the poem, but it's about the hayloft. Now that's a question. So the whole quote would be in quotation marks, including the question mark. But if I was to say, what does all work and no play dot, dot, dot. I'm not going to finish that up because of lack of space. Mean. And the phrase itself is going to go in quotation marks, all work and no play. And the question mark goes at the end outside of the quotation marks because the phrase all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. That's not a question, but it's part of a bigger question. Okay, so those are the ones we're going to do for today, and we'll fill in with extras at other times in class. Pause here if you need more time. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in class for a lot of things that we wouldn't normally get to in our class, but they work much better with doing this or going back and forth. So excuse me for changing up our routine. It is April Fool's Day, though. So I think that in general, the routines change quite a bit. I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.